Hello everyone, I'm Leonardo Tagliente. I'm researcher in industrial engineering at the University of San Marino. The other co-authors of this paper are Barbara Bigliardi, Alberto Petroni and Serena Filippelli. First of all, I will present the purpose of our work. Then, in the introduction, I will give you the main theoretical definition starting from which we conducted our study. Afterwards, I will explain the methodology, followed by a discussion of the main results obtained. Finally, I will point out limits and future research directions. Industry 4.0 paradigms enable the creation of a new ecosystem, so-called cyber-physical system, based on the interconnection of different functionalities of a company and among different companies. Companies operating in a supply chain are involved in a digital transformation that allows them to improve performance and maintain or increase competitiveness. These organizations are reshaping the strategies using these technologies to become increasingly effective and efficient in their business practice. The purpose of our study is to identify, investigate, and discuss the main research contribution related to supply chain digitalization through a literature review based on keyword analysis, using an empirical organizing framework to classify and analyze three main groups of relevant research topics. Core, to understand more deeply the main topics on which research on supply chain digitalization is focused. Trendy, to recognize in which direction the research on this topic is heading. Emerging, to identify possible lines of future research development at an early stage. It makes the complex relationship among research topics in these areas more understandable. The methodology used to conduct the study is keyword analysis according to the model proposed by Fadlala and Amani. The framework adopted provides a simple but useful method to capturing and organizing intellectual contribution about supply chain digitalization. Keywords are classified by crossing two parameters. Dominance, that is the number of times a concept is used as a keyword over time, measured in absolute terms as the number of articles that used the concept as a keyword, or in relative terms as the percentage of articles in which the given concept was used as a keyword, regardless of time dimension. The word is persistence, that is the continuity of a given concept over time, measured in absolute terms as the number of years that the concept was used as a keyword, or in relative terms as the percentage of years out of the total number of years covered by the research that the concept was used as a keyword. The average dominance and persistence values of the sample serve as a threshold for determining high or low dominance and persistent values. The results were then classified within the following four quadrants: core topics, high persistence and dominance; trendy topics, high dominance and low persistence; intermediate topics, low dominance and high persistence; emerging and phantom topics, low dominance and persistence. We searched on the Scopus database using this query. We left out the intermittent and phantom topics as we consider that they are not clearly useful for identifying promising lines of future research, and the keywords supply chain and digitalization, not to distort the research due to their high frequency and persistent values. We choose obtain 2020 contribution on which the keyword analysis was conducted. The results of our analysis are represented in this figure. Let's now analyze the main results. Start from core keywords. First of all, digital technologies, blockchain, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence and machine learning, virtual reality, robots, 3D printing, drones enable the transformation from a traditional supply chain into a digital one, increasing and enhancing the ability to optimize planning, sourcing, and procurement strategies. Machine learning techniques are suitable for supply chain environment, widely used for several years to manage huge amount of data. Benefits are that they automate and simplify processes, reduce costs, and make predictions on demand, pricing, consumption, and costs. A blockchain is a disruptive technology for supply chain. The main benefits are transparency, efficient data sharing, risk and uncertainty minimization. Internet of Things influences supply chain performance, improves reliability, helps reduce operation costs, enables more efficient resource management, increases agility. The second group of keywords are small and medium enterprises and manufacturing sector. Even though digital transformation has become a prerequisite for companies wishing to remain competitive in an increasingly competitive and ever-changing market, many small and medium enterprises lack a systematic approach to supply chain management and struggle to apply and embed technology in their processes. The obstacles are that they access to a fewer resources need to be managed more carefully. Digitalization mostly consists of personal cost and upfront payment, while investment in assets are relatively small. It's very difficult to find external investors and to access bank loans for their projects. The third group of core keywords is composed by sustainability and circular economy. Digital transformation helps to implement actions with a view to sustainability. For example, optimizing the use of resources and machinery, choosing greener components and materials, and designing products according to a circular economy principle, minimizing waste and limiting the use of new resources. The implementation of digital technologies can foster the implementation of circular economy models based on choosing material and resource loops, such as recycling and remanufacturing. The adoption of digital technologies to stimulate the shift to a more sustainable business models is hindered by lack of human and technological resources and management's unwillingness to adopt sustainable practice along the supply chain. Let's now discuss trendy keywords, starting from food supply chain digitalization. Food supply chain is influenced by the technologies, strategies, and methodologies proposed by Industry 4.0. Agri-food value chain consists of a plurality of different actors. Modern farming technology, robots, drone, machine learning, IoT, can be used to decide how to improve the quality and quantity of agricultural production and to minimize risks and waste. Agri-food processing industry use blockchain to ensure traceability, IoT to guarantee hygiene and health standards, and robots to automate processes. Retailers use blockchain to certify the entire history of the product. Consumers adopt digital technologies to improve their user experience. Now pass to food and lost waste. The adoption of digital technology along the supply chain makes it possible to minimize the risk of food lost and waste. IoT allows data to be collected throughout the food product life cycle via sensor network, giving information about temperature, humidity, pesticide use, or logistic transport situation. Blockchain technology, ensuring traceability along the entire supply chain, helps to prevent food contamination or issues that can make the food no longer edible. The third group of trendy keywords is the impact of COVID-19. Pandemic accelerated the trend for companies to digitize and standardize processes to make the exchange of data and information throughout the supply chain more streamlined and efficient. Digitalization supports companies in dealing with supply chain disruptions and facilitate business recovery. The medical emergency helped highlight the importance of supply chain resilience in dealing with unprecedented events. Adopting circular economy principles to make the supply chain sustainable is a suitable solution. Blockchain technology is particularly well suited to promote supply chain resilience by ensuring timely information and transparency. In agricultural supply chain, digitalization has ensured the market inclusion of smallholder farmers who hardly access the market to sell their product during the health emergency. Blockchain technology play a key role by allowing buyers to be connected directly to smallholders. Digital retail supply chain represent the most appropriate business strategies to ensure supply chain sustainability in a post-pandemic horizon. Let's now talk about Logistics 4.0. It can be defined as the planning using enabling technologies of the storage flow of raw materials, semi-finished and finished product in order to meet customer needs. The changes introduced by Logistics 4.0 are developed along three axes: automation, combination of activities performed automatically and manually; connections, objects and equipment used which collect data and transmit it through their own connections; decision-making. Decentralized data collection becomes essential to support the decision-making processes. The most important enabling technologies are RFID and IoT. Finally, let's discuss emerging keywords. We found many keywords attributable to this quadrant. Following a more in-depth analysis, we considered only the following as significant for our proposals. Tourism 4.0, a new paradigm capable of bringing innovation to this sector using the enabling technologies of Industry 4.0, IoT, artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, etc. Real-time collection, for example from social media or website, and processing of big data regarding tourists are widely used for the implementation for forecasting models. Second is business to consumer. Digitalization is enabling an evolution of the role of the consumer in supply chain. Digital platforms allow consumers to intervene in different stages of the supply chain, not only in the last, inputting suppliers in the same way as in any business company, giving rise to the emergence of new business models. The third is the healthcare sector. Digitalization initiatives in the healthcare supply chain can bring substantial benefits for this industry. Two areas are most affected by digital innovation processes: order management and digitalization, automation, or pharmaceutical supply chain. High investments, technical and organizational obstacles slow down the adoption of digitalizations, resulting in a less evolved and digitalized supply chain. An adequate cost-benefit valuation and a proper planning of initiatives are necessary before proceeding with the adoption of new technological and organizational solutions. Which are the main limits of our research? First of all, the framework adopted does not allow a complete and systematic analysis of the literature on the topics covered by this paper. The research is focused only on keywords used in a sample of papers published in scholarly journals included in Scopus database. Search criteria are not based on keywords proposed by authors. It may have led to missing some papers dealing with the topics covered by this article. Which are the future research implications? It will be useful to enlighten the evolution over time of the classification of the results detected using this framework and to improve the significance of the results deriving from the application of the framework. Thank you for your attention.